Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at why Barca can beat Bayern. I have 7 reasons for this, so us Barca fans can believe. So I'm going to be talking about their weaknesses, what Barca can capitalize on. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to get started with the fact that, don't get me wrong, Bayern are an elite team and a favorite. I think a lot of people know that. They're a favorite for a lot of people, and if not Bayern, Man City. Even Barca's coach Kikis at the end said it. The reason why many say this is because of one person, Hansi Flick, the new manager. This man transformed Bayern into a ruthless team and gave them hunger and desire to win everything they can. They rejuvenated their squad with a lot of players, and also bringing some older players kind of back to life because their form was getting weakened, but they just got better and better and better, and they seem like they could be better than before. They're really, really good right now. And if we look at the Champions League group stage right here on the screen, these guys can be scary, especially when you look at that Spurs game where they scored 7 at their own backyard. And not only that, in the league, they also won it pretty comfortably, even with their 12 games after lockdown. They won all of them. It's ridiculous for them. But this video is about giving us Barca fans some hope. So, here's a fact for you. A struggling Barca team, which nobody seems to favor, had the same amount of points as the favorite Bayern Munich. Isn't that crazy? Both teams had 84 points in the league. So, on paper, you look at the table and think that they dismantled everyone with 26 wins. Ridiculous. 82 points. It's great. And then the second place, Borussia Dortmund, with 69 points, I think it was. But let's take a look at their games against big teams in Germany. And apart from that 4-0 Dortmund win, which was the first game for Hansi Flick, they don't look so powerful after all. And it just seems like they can't be able to do it at big games, with draws against Leipzig and losses to teams not at their level, such as Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach, which tells you that from a 24 possible points, they only gained 14, which isn't good enough. And if we go to Barcelona, they're kind of around the same level, with a loss and draw against Real Madrid. We also have a win and a draw at the hands of Atletico de Madrid, and against Sevilla, where many people only remember the bad 0-0 draw, but they don't remember that 4-0 win all the way back in October. And you can see both teams struggle pretty much at the same rate, with Barca getting 9 out of a possible 18 points. So it's pretty much the same for both of them. Bayern Munich also have one thing that Barca have had before, and that is pressure. They're expected to win, and not only win, some people are predicting 4-1, 3-0, 4-0 wins versus Barcelona, and the pressure is on. And they've had that in their head, and the pressure gets to the favorites. And we look all the way back to 2015, which was pretty much the last time the actual favorite won, and you can make a strong case for Bayern and Juve that season for being favorites, which just proves my point, my second point in fact, which brings us on to my next point, my third point, which is people overhyping Bayern Munich. Because don't get me wrong, it is very surprising how Lewandowski was involved in all goals versus Chelsea. But does that mean that if we cover him and Muller, who provides some assists to him, does that mean they won't score? Are they over-reliant on one player? Now, Messi can carry Barca at times, and sure, he does it most of the times, but nobody can cover Messi. They've tried to do it, nobody can cover Messi, probably only N'Golo Kante at the World Cup, to be honest. For Lewandowski, it is different, because on their day, when they need it the most, Piqué and Lenglet can have a good game and stand up to the challenge and cover Lewandowski those whole 90 minutes. Because sure, he will find spaces, but it just won't be enough. If Piqué and Lenglet are at the top of their game, they're great elite defenders. And could that contain Lewandowski? On the other side, we do have Boateng, Alaba. Those guys cannot contain Lionel Messi. So that just proves my point as well. Because no disrespect to Chelsea, but Tomori doesn't quite compare to Clement Lenglet, who was superb against Napoli. Chelsea are a weaker team, and this wasn't really a test for Bayern this season. And Chelsea don't really have players who can single-handedly score a goal like Lewandowski can, like Serge Gnabry even can, like Leo Messi of course can. And Bayern might be surprised at how Barca can act on the night. Another thing is that Barca seemed to perform amazingly against big teams in the first leg. And guess what? There is no second leg. It's pretty much just one game. So that is way better. The team can perform better than last season's team on their day. And last season we beat Liverpool 3-0 at the Camp Nou. So does that mean we can beat Bayern 3-0? Not really. But the last test Bayern had was all the way back last season where they lost in the round of 16. So that is another point proven. The fourth thing is, I'm going to keep it short, Barca have Leo Messi, something no one else has, the best player in the world. Have I not repeated this enough? My fifth point is Bayern Munich have a very, very bad record against Spanish teams, because here, I'm going to put it on the screen, we can see that for 5 years in a row, Bayern Munich were eliminated by a Spanish team. First by Real Madrid in embarrassing fashion in 2014, then against Barca where the famous Boateng slip happened, then against Atletico, then against Madrid, and then Real Madrid again in 2018. And you might think that this has no effect on the players, but in players like Müller, Neuer, Boateng, Lewandowski, Alaba, they will remember this. They will have it in the back of their heads, which will add just even more pressure. For the sixth thing, I will be talking about Bayern's attacking play, because for some people this could be scary, and which is true. With a little mistake, Bayern can certainly capitalize on it, but Barca won't have the problem of dealing with a low block, because Barca fans know that City has had problems getting past defensive teams. And an easy example would be the first leg for Barca versus Napoli. Napoli were so defensive, and it ended in a 1-1 draw. So Barcelona can get past a low block, but it takes such a long time. And I think Barcelona could look at this at a positive way instead of looking at it negatively with the dangers Bayern can bring in attack. And last but not least, our seventh point will be their weaknesses in their lineup. So I'm going to look at their lineup versus Chelsea, and to me, there are weaknesses that people may not see. For example, in goal, Manuel Neuer, who to be honest can have a good night and become Jan Oblak, but most of the time, he can't be a top 10 goalie. Also, injuries in defense, they might be forced to play Alaba and Boateng, and I mean, no offense to them, but for me, even though I'm not a massive PK fan as of late, I would take Lenglet and PK any day of the week over them, because first of all, Alaba isn't really a center back, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt, because he has proved he can play there. But Boateng, I mean, really? Do you want an incident again with Messi? Also, Davies might be injured, and he didn't participate in training today, so Alaba might even play at left back, and another center back will come in, but this will make them lose their attacking play. Another variation in attack that will be completely taken away, because no left back, Alaba, no one can do what Alphonso Davies does in attack. And even if he's fit with Davies moving forward, it would leave a lot of space for Messi on that right side to maybe capitalize on and score many, many goals. Do you really think that Messi won't be able to score at least one goal against Bayern Munich just by dribbling past Boateng and a shot past Neuer? And in attack also, Davies should get forward, but Perisic, that seems to me like he can perform against Barca and have an impact, but I think he might just become kind of like the extra man in midfield. I don't think he will really connect some passes, maybe just some slow passes, kind of like Griezmann did against Napoli. He will kind of disappear in the match. I think that's what may happen, but Davies will come forward, so that won't really be that much of a problem, but it will take away, again, the variation of attack that they would if they had Kingsley Coman there. So there you go. I just told you 4 weaknesses, and in Bayern's defense, Barca aren't really good themselves as of late, with players such as Griezmann and Suarez not being on form, PK having trouble keeping up with pace, and all I can say is that this will prove to be a great match from 2 teams with great history. And hopefully Barca can win, and if you didn't see my predictions video, I predicted that Barca will win 2-1, with a goal from Lewandowski, who seems unstoppable, and Leo Messi to score twice and bail his team out once again to take them to the semifinals, probably against Manchester City, but we can't rule Lyon out. So if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, and I quickly wanted to thank you guys for my first ever video, over 100 views. It seriously means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it as I put days of work into my videos. And on that note, thank you guys, and as for me, see you guys later.
Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found.